Well, thanks everyone for joining us this afternoon on the KRLD Afternoon News. We have Dave Swaney. He's the Executive Director of Guns and Hoses North Texas, and he joins us this afternoon to share a little bit of, not only about your organization, but also to bring light of the need of the families of our fallen officers. And there's no one who knows that better than Guns and Hoses North Texas. You guys help these families who have gone through one of the toughest times of their life, losing an officer, losing a family member. How does your organization support these families in need?
Many different ways. We're kind of a spirited sporting event, so to speak. It all started back in 2002 with the idea of trying to raise funds for not only families of the fallen, but also helping some local police and fire charities, to which one of them was the Garland Police Department boxing gym. A gentleman that owned a manufacturing company at the time, Ringside, suggested I call the people in St. Louis, Missouri. They had an event called Guns and Hoses, and that event was where police and firefighters boxed each other. The monies raised would go directly to the families of the fallen. I called them, got their blessing, with the caveat that I was going to also be able to spend some of the money on children's charities. There's an awful lot of those that police and firefighters support, but they don't have the funds to do so. So we started our very first event. It was in 2003. We've done this now 21 times. The police officers finally won in 2022, but it's a very spirited competition. And over the years, we've added golf tournaments, a clay shoot. We're now the country's largest weekend, so to speak, hockey tournament. We had 47 teams from all over the country participate. Those funds are set aside for specifically the benevolence of fallen police and fire, to which today makes 67 families that we've responded to. And we're standing by waiting on Carrollton to call us back, but that'll be our 67th check that we've delivered.
When you get that phone call, how do you go into action?
First and foremost, because we've had so many boxing events, there's usually a police officer or firefighter that has represented that city at the boxing tournament. That's our first attempt to try to find someone within that group. There is a family liaison that's going to be assigned to them. Unfortunately, in recent past, I could not think of a Carrollton police officer that had participated. So I just reached out to the public information officer to see if we can do that now. We also wait until the official word, what the death is going to be considered. Obviously, this one was on duty. So that wasn't going to be anything we have to anticipate. We immediately put it up on the website, our local website, Guns and Hoses, Foundation of North Texas, to try to receive additional funds to help assist with the family. Once we reach out to the family and get the family liaison, we meet in private with them. We present them a check. We also have a memorial coordinator that travels with us. Her husband was killed in Grand Prairie in 2004, Denise Hunter. She also will be with us. We give them our cards. We say, if there's anything you have need for, please reach out. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. Carrollton is obviously going to be one of those cities experiencing their very first one. There's going to be officers and firefighters from all over the country that are going to attend. It is always a tradition that the first officer or firefighter killed in that city, it is a large procession. It's going to be very large, very extensive. There's going to be needs for hotel rooms, for additional officers to spend the weekend, the night, what have you. So we'll just kind of be in the back curtain, so to speak. And as those needs arise, we'll step forward, whether it's to feed officers at the department. Maybe we step up and bring Gatorade and water to the funeral, whatever it is, depending on the needs.
It's incredible that there are people like you that think of the small things when sometimes when you're going through that, you don't have the capacity to, but you have been in need in just 2 weeks. I mean, from Dallas PD, fallen officer Jacob Arellano's family receiving help from you, and now Officer Nodom's family from city of Carrollton. How can the community support you and your, volunteers and your organization into doing this? Not like this was supposed to be so frequent,
Yeah, there's many different ways, obviously, because we have such a sporting type background. You know, we have the golf tournaments. You can participate in the golf. You can go to our website, gunsandhosesnorthtexas.org, and you can sign up to play in the golf. The hockey tournament is a team, and it doesn't have to be police officers or firefighters, or you can go to our website and just direct. You know, you can donate directly to us. You can leave a comment about, you know, it's in a memory of a name. Maybe you're choosing to donate because you lost a family member as well. We'll recognize that when we send them the thank you letter, or just give us a call and say, hey, I'd like to volunteer. And how can I go about doing that?
One thing in the notes that we got about how your organization works is you come to the families immediately before even insurance gets involved in this thing, and you help with immediate expenses. You know, $20,000 here for this latest officer.
You wouldn't believe it, but the government's a little slow to respond. There could be a period of 2 years prior to any of this. What will happen, because he was on duty, there will be an autopsy that will be conducted after the autopsy that determine the cause of death, that there was no extenuating circumstances. The paperwork begins to get filed, and it's a very timely thing in order to get the state benefits and the federal benefits. And then that process is just a sitting and waiting. So our money is set aside to just for that. The hotel needs, maybe you're going to, I have not visited with them yet. So there's probably going to be mortgages, car payments, kids, things of such. And that's what our money is there for, just to kind of get them through that hard time.
It's incredible. What is the feeling that you have every time you are doing this good deed, you know, with helping and assisting these families?
Well, it all got started when I was selected because our first officer killed in the line of duty. I was a part of the arrest team. I was involved in the shootout. His wife actually worked with us at the time, so I could see the digression of her personality. And over a period of years, burying a few other officers, I thought to myself, you know, here we are 17 rows back. This woman's never going to meet us. What if we could just give her $5? Couldn't we help? And the dream of that becoming fruition, being able to do what I consider the worst thing you'll ever feel good about. You enter these people's home at the worst time of their life, and you're able to present them a check. No publicity, no media, everybody, we just tell them, here we are, this is who we are. We're just you. And you're now a part of a larger family that you didn't anticipate ever becoming a member of. So it's good to know that we've been able to surround ourselves with that kind of loving and caring people in our organization that really want to continue to help.
And you talk about the fact that recently we've been dealing with police officers dying in the line of duty, but you also cover firefighters, which is also an extraordinarily dangerous job as well.
Yes. Yeah. My wife, no disrespect to my loving wife of 42 years. She's the hose on the gun. She was the first female paramedic in Plano history. So she was a firefighter paramedic, and she came to the job by way of our daughter at 18 months old actually we thought had passed away. She'd had a grand mal seizure. So my wife had no idea how to handle that. That in turn caused her to do a job change, so to speak, a career change. But the firefighters, as we all know, they usually go in threes because they never go alone. But the stress of that job, firefighters sleeping 4 o'clock in the morning, the klaxon goes off, there's instantaneous excitement, anxiety. So yes, we cover both. And like I said, there's been 66, now 67 families that we've responded to. And it's, when you put those numbers together, it's deafening.
Sure.
Dave, anything else you'd like our listeners to know?
No, we thank you guys very much for inviting us here to the Zoom today. And please take a look at us. Come to the website, Guns and Hoses Foundation of NorthTexas.org, and give us a jingle. Call us on the phone, send us a check, or you can do a donation online. We'd love to hear from you.